Now, what I feel today, I still to this day believe somebody who wants to build muscle or somebody who's been overtraining like I was, doing huge amounts of training volume, but then if they go on a high intensity routine like we're talking about, they will be shocked.
Hello and welcome. I am Coach Castle, a certified biomechanics expert, nutritionalist, and efficiency coach. Subscribe to this channel to learn the most efficient ways to maximize your muscle growth and recovery, enhance your body, and advance your mind, all using the latest science. Welcome to Castle's Corner.
Mike Menser, sorry. And what you just said, I wanted to ask you your thoughts on high intensity training, because it's how I personally train. I do 2 to 3 sets till failure with the biomechanically correct exercises, and then I don't touch them again for 9 days.
Right. Well, let me put it this way: if you read my newsletter, you'll see I talk frequently about high intensity training, and the truth is, the best gains I ever made in my entire life as a bodybuilder was with a high intensity program. And I got that not from Mike Menser. He wasn't even around when I did the high intensity. I got it from a guy named Arthur Jones. Arthur Jones was the inventor of these Nautilus machines years ago.
That's why it sounded familiar. Okay.
And he was a mentor of Mike Menser, and Mike Menser was a mentor of Dorian Yates, all of the high intensity guys. But Arthur Jones, he was not a bodybuilder, but he was kind of an eccentric entrepreneur. And he was involved in a lot of projects one time, and he had to cut his workouts down from 6 days a week to 3. And because of the time constraints, he only had less than an hour to train 3 times a week. And to his huge surprise, he found that he started building muscle like crazy. And that's when he got started on the high intensity. He came up with this concept that it's better to do minimal volume, but higher intensity. In fact, and this is true, if you train with true high intensity, meaning training to failure, the amount of training volume is going to be limited. You will not be able to do 20 sets to failure. Your muscles will just die. I mean, so my point is, when I took this to heart, and I trained with the high intensity system, and I was on no steroids, nothing. Before I began the high intensity, I was on a very high volume training program, 6 days a week, doing, you ready for this? Up to 70 sets of body part.
Oh my God.
I was on this insane training routine. The only reason I got away with it was because I was only 20 years old. It would kill me if I was older than that. But I was very skeptical at first of this high intensity thing, but I gave it a shot. I think I did 1 to 2 sets per exercise. I did no more than 2. I think for legs, I did 3 exercises, 1 set each. I did leg extensions followed by, let me see, it was leg extensions followed by leg press, followed by squats, all to failure, 1 set. All to failure.
What did you do for hamstrings?
Leg curls, 2 sets.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That was afterwards. But that was my whole leg routine, those 3 sets. And I'm telling you, after the squats, I couldn't walk. I had to sit down for 10 minutes. It was equivalent to, let's say, 40 sets of regular training. But point being that I got so freaking strong on this. I remember, Jones used to say, when you do barbell curls, doing it to failure means that you do it so intensely that at the end of the set, you literally can't grip the barbell. It drops from your hands onto the floor. I did it that way. I actually did it. I got to the point where I was doing barbell curls. I think I got up to 170 pounds with no draws. And I started with incline curls. On my normal training, I could never use more than, I think it was 50 pounds on incline dumbbell curls. I didn't do incline curls on my high intensity, but just for the hell of it one day, I tried to do them. I was able to do 70 pounds in each hand for 8 reps. I could never do that with normal training. I was doing standing dumbbell laterals, 65 pounds in each hand strict. Right? Today, I can't even use 20 because I have shoulder arthritis. But that being said, to answer your question, that type of training produced by far, everybody thought I was on steroids. Everybody in Gold's Gym, even Arnold came up to me. He said, "What are you taking?" I said, "Nothing."
I bring it up because I'm such a big proponent of it, because again, like as an efficiency coach, most of my clients, as you know, it's a busy world, they ain't got time. I have them do these ridiculously high intensity workouts in their home, and they're done in 25 minutes, and they're done. They're done. I've never met anybody who could train with me and they wanted to do another set, you know?
There's only one problem that I found with high intensity training, and I'll tell you how this happened. Arnold came up to me one day. This was in the original Gold's Gym. He watched me do one of my high intensity trisets, we do 3 exercises. And he came up to me, he says, Jerry, you're not going to be able to continue that. I said, what do you mean? He says, you will have to stop training like that. It's too hard on the mind. I said, Arnold, I'm gaining like crazy. I'm gaining faster than the guys on steroids. Why would I want to stop? He says, take my word for it. In a couple of months, you won't be able to do it. And I just, I said, screw it. I just kind of shoot him off. And I said, it's working for me. I'm going to continue. I don't care what Arnold Schwarzenegger says. 6 months later, sure enough, I just couldn't do it anymore, because remember, this is an important point. I truly trained to muscular failure. A lot of people think they're training to failure. They're not.
They have no idea.
I would say only maybe 1 out of 10 people, based on my experience, are capable of training to failure because they can't take the pain. It's very hard to train to failure. Most people, I'm not putting them down. It's just very hard to do. I was able to do it, but after 6 months, I was lifting weights so heavy, I started to, even though I was only doing 1 or 2 sets, I started to get concerned about injury. I was using like 800-pound leg presses. I said, something's going to give, even though I was only 21 years old at the time. But I said to myself, I actually was afraid. So I stopped it. And my feeling today is this, and I should also point out that they came out with a recent study showing that older people who lift light weights, they don't have to lift heavy weights, lift light weights, higher reps, 25, maybe 30 reps, and they do it right before failure. They don't have to go to failure, but if they stop just short of failure, they get as much muscle gains as lifting 90% of 1 rep maximum, which is very heavy weight. Now, what I feel today, I still to this day believe somebody who wants to build muscle, or somebody who's been overtraining like I was, doing huge amounts of training volume, but then if they go on a high intensity routine like we're talking about, they will be shocked at how much gain, especially if and even they don't have to train. This new studies show you don't even the younger people, if you stop just short of failure, actually with the light weights, you do have to go to failure if you're younger, but if you're using heavier weights, you don't have to go to failure, anymore, but just have to keep the intensity, right? But if they go in that routine, they will gain so much muscle, they won't believe it. But I think that because of the high intensity nature of training in that manner, especially with the heavier weights, it's probably best used as a periodization program. In other words, train with that level of intensity, maybe 3-4 months out of the year, and then you could still train hard, but tone it down a little bit, for a couple of more months, then go back to it. I think training that way all year round could be problematic. And as evidence, I'll present 2 cases.